Hey, and welcome back for another amazing session inside of our Vessel expert guest speakers. Today, I'm so excited to bring you Melissa Amos, who is a soul transformation therapist, spiritual counselor, Akashic Records Reader, and intuitive guide and Holy Fire Reiki Master. Wow, she does so much, and I'm so excited to connect with her on all the things for you to experience as well inside of our connection together today. Melissa is a teacher who is dedicated to helping others cultivate their spirituality, embrace their intuition, and heal their past so they can live a life of meaning and purpose. She is an author as well. Wow, so amazing. An author of the Memoirs of Mystics in Training, a book to help you understand the threads that weave through the tapestry of your life to inspire, to guide, and empower yourself from within. Let's welcome Melissa today. Having more, experiencing more, being your soul self, I would love to know within all of this how you have moved through life and adversities and really intentionally connecting with your vessel. Why is it important to connect with your vessel while having a higher state of consciousness?
Well,
Sorry, start you
where do
off
I
strong.
begin? Well, I'll start at the beginning. When I
Absolutely.
first entered the spiritual curiosity, when I learned Reiki, and I was like, ooh, there's this high vibe world out there, there's this spirit world out there, there's this magic, there's the universe, there's all of this stuff. My natural inclination, which really has been the same through my life, was to reach up and out. And I kind of thought that my job as somebody who was getting into spirituality was to go up and out. And I spent a lot of my time daydreaming and connecting and channeling and all of this. And what I found was that when I was up there, yeah, it was great. And I loved it up there. But when then the world brought me back, when something was happening, when I invariably stubbed my toe, dropped something, like hit myself, bumped into something, which I seem to be doing more and more and more of. Or, somebody needed my attention or I needed to do something, I would be dropped down with a bump. And I was like a yo-yo going up and down. And it wasn't really until sometime later that I realized that all of this spiritual experience that I was having is actually happening in my body. And if I'm not in my body, then I'm not really having any experience. And I've got millennia to, spend in spirit and as vibration.
Yeah.
And I've actually got this beautiful body to hold me and to let me have these experiences. And it took a while, and it took some kind of shocks to the system, I think, to really help me land and honor the body part of me.
I love that. And you explained it so perfectly, probably more better than I could put into words myself, but you're so right. When we're going through our ascensions and we're diving in and we're tapping into higher realms and spirit, and we're neglecting that connection with body, we're that yo-yo, and it's exhausting. It's not sustainable.
Right.
It's exhausting to be like, I'm way up here and I'm just airy fairy, but then I have this really dense vessel that I have not worked through, that I have not honored, right? And dropping back down into that. You put it so perfectly that like you have to have that connection with both. And really it's until you have that connection, you're not going to have the greatest, best connection with your higher realms if you don't with your vessel and your body. I mean, what are ways that I'm just gonna jump right in. We're just flowing. So as you found like, oh my God, I actually have to honor this vessel that I'm carrying my soul in this lifetime. How did you start doing that? Like, what was your first steps from realizing, gosh, this has to be done. This has to be honored.
Well, I do a lot of the spiritual work, right? And my work is, helping people, and I'll channel, and I'll, bring these intuitive guidance, and I'll bring through, I suppose, energy through me to help you, right? And so what I was finding was that I could do this work, and I could do it for 6 hours, and then suddenly I would finish and I'd be floored. Like I couldn't. And somebody said it to me, or I learned it somewhere, that obviously we're made mainly of water, and that spirit uses the water, and we're like a charge, and so we need to have lots of water in our body in order to have this connection and for it to flow through. So I was like, okay, so that was the first thing. I was like, I'm just going to drink more water. So I would have my crystal bottles filled with water, like I do here, lined up on the table, and I would drink. I'd just drink the water before and after, and that certainly helped. But it wasn't the answer to everything. It was actually when I had this really amazing experience where I worked with someone who I'd been admiring for a long time, and it was like a real pivotal moment in my career. And I saw these photos, and I looked at myself, and I was like, this isn't how I want to look. And I was embarrassed, and I was like, almost didn't put these photos out on the internet. And I kind of like checked myself, because I'd been saying to myself for so long, oh, I'm above my body, I'm beyond that, and all of this. And then when I realized that was all just nonsense, and here I was hiding myself, things really started to change. So I started to change how I ate, and how I treated my body, and what I ate, and when I ate. And I wasn't like coming off sessions and then having to eat, 10 bags of carbs just to ground me and land me back in. I ate more mindfully. And then I started movement practice. So I did Qigong and yoga, grounding, like literally, like just before this call, I was sitting with my feet on the earth, just sitting there staring at some roses. So just things that would ignite my senses, bring movement to the body, and bring like energy flow through the body. So it wasn't just a thing that had to get me from A to B.
You said something really important there, is that you used to, what it sounds like is like to ground yourself, like just provide that really heavy, nutrients, which wasn't really nutrients, right? And just the heavy like grounding, and you kind of transmuted that into these supportive ways to ground yourself and to connect. Have you found, and I've had an experience, but I would love to know yours. Have you found that the more you connect and heal your body and create that space to hold that light in your body, that your channeling has become clearer or deeper or more resonant?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that it's an important lesson for anybody who is, on the spiritual path, and they're wanting to be Reiki healers, or they're wanting to be channelers, and if they fell into the trap like I did, that, well, I need to go up, and I need to journey outside of myself, and I need to do all of this stuff, which is all great. But I found that actually, as my body could hold my consciousness and my energy, and I was present in there, and I allowed the kind of more heavy feelings to come up, the discomfort, which I was always just trying to escape from, and just allowed that to be, I actually found that my body held more space. And of course, in the space, that's where the light all comes into. So I was holding more light. I was more magnetic in nature, which meant that when I was, with clients, or, finding, especially through my own intuition, intuitive practices, that things just made more sense. And I was like, yeah. And I could not just say them, but I could feel them and know them.
This is fire. This is everything. This is the reason that I was so passionate behind Vessel, is because I knew that if you had that connection to your body in new, profound ways, you can have that deeper channel. You can have that greater connection. You can hold more light. And I've seen a lot of souls and individuals that just want that higher connection, just want to go up, just want to know all the things, just want to have their gifts awakened, right? Like, and great. We all want that. But if you're not honoring who you are here and now, you're not really fully able to have, everything that you want to have in the higher realms. It takes that balance. And I love
Right.
that you are such a leading light in this balance. It makes me smile so big because I don't hear a lot of people talking about being in order to have the gifts, the abilities, the greater, clearer channel, the holding more light, you have to have that connection with the body. You have the key. You have the key, right? Not many of us have this key, and I want more of us to have it. I want more of us to be able to have clearer channels, bigger radiant light, magnetism, all of it. So what do you do with your clients to help support them in any part of their journey? I just want to know about you and your way that you're leading with your gifts and your lights.
I just want to touch on this, right? When we're trying to pull energy through us, yeah, when we're channel or we're trying to get, from the angelics. This was a big change for me. The angelics are up there and they're just in their like fuzzy vibrational space. And what they're trying to do is lower their vibration and density so that they can sit and be in our body. And here I am trying to escape my body. And so actually, like, can't we make their job a little bit easier by being embodied? And then they can get the message through, because maybe once we pass and we don't have this vessel anymore, maybe we want to be a spirit guide. And I promise you this, yeah, there's nothing more frustrating from the spirit guides POV, right? That they're coming to try and talk to the human, and the human's like, oh, I don't want to be in this body. So I don't know. Maybe that will help anyone. So what do I do? Is I bring that connection for people, soul connection, and understanding who we are, and that we all have this light, and we all have this part of us that is leading and guiding us into something more than what we know. So sometimes that is around healing from the past, which is where I bring through my psychotherapy and my counseling and and the kind of healing skills from it, where we can heal from the stories that we used to tell ourselves and the conditioning that we'd put on and the experiences that had happened to us. And then I work with people to help them activate this potential, to know that it's there, to help them find that their purpose and their meaning, and then learn how to use their intuitive gifts and their superpowers and their energy and all the stuff that we have within to find that meaning, find that purpose, and actually know how to take inspired action towards it.
No doubt that you can lead them through that. I encourage anyone and everyone listening to this that's connecting to Melissa, that she is triggering or igniting or maybe sparking a bit of that curiosity. I want you to follow that nudge and connect with her, because you have to experience what she has out there. It's just so magnificent to be able to have those connections, to heal through that, to go through the regressions of either this lifetime or past lives, and just allow yourself to be free of that baggage or those stories, and create new ones for you, because they're so impactful. Melissa, I love this. I would even love to work and connect with you on deeper levels and deeper ways. So I would love to just kind of wrap this up, because I want people to reach out to you. And to wrap this up, what are some ways that they can work with you right now, that they can connect with you right now, they can explore deeper with you right now?
So go find me on social media, hang out there a lot. I'm across the channels at the Melissa Amos. You'll find me, just pop that in, you'll find me there. I also have a book, so this is a really easy way to access a lot of what I know and what I've experienced from the beginning of the journey to this point. It's called Memoirs of a Mystic in Training. It's available across the Amazon platforms. If you just put in Mystic in Training in Amazon, it will come up. And that will really give you a lot of insights and different aspects of the spiritual journey, law of attraction, the angelics, the Akashic Records, what it Reiki, what it means to start to walk this earth, with all the questions that invariably we have. I speak about the body connection in the book as well, and my journey of realizing how important the body is, and some of the tools that I used. I do work one-to-one, and I have a membership community called Soul Space as well, but you can find that all about that on my social media or on my website, which is melissa-amos.com.
Absolutely. And I'm going to drop all the links to all the links that you provided, even to the book, even to your free gift that you have, and to your one-on-one connections, so that there is no way or no reason that you shouldn't be connecting with Melissa on one of the channels. I saw the book, I was reading, the cover and the back page of it, and I was like, okay, this is in my Amazon cart. I'm definitely grabbing a copy of it. I love it. And more of us need to be able to know the things that you are teaching and sharing, and just having that knowledge and starting somewhere on our own journey to reconnecting with our vessel and creating a greater connection with our higher selves and our spirit guides and our soul team. And Melissa is a leader of light in that. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for showing up in this space today and just sharing your voice and leading others to follow.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. Thank you. Holy wow. If you enjoyed connecting with Melissa just as much as I did, you can grab her links that I'm going to post below this interview session together, so you can connect with her one-on-one if you're feeling called to. If you are ready to dive into the vessel experience, I would love to have you. You can start at any time by going to www.averylane.co/vessel to get started on your own vessel journey today, where you can have such profound healing and transformations and understandings and discovery about your own vessel and how to begin to lead with your own light. I look forward to having you inside a vessel and inviting you to connect with Melissa in so many ways that she offers and is available for you. I'm going to go grab a copy of her book. I think you should as well.